around the world have waited for.
We will allow you to enjoy all of this. They are dancing in the pubs of Dublin. Harrington with an ace.
And we have a shining star at sunset. Rory continues his run to greatness.
The return to glory.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Bogey Men live from the Open here in Royal Portrush. Before we get into today's action, obviously all of our coverage and all of these live shows are brought to you by Opel and the stunning all-new Opel Grandland SUV. We had the video playing there loud. With class-leading technology and a pure and bold design, the Grandland redefines Grand. The Grandland is available in hybrid or electric. Go Grand this July with the Opel 252 and book your test drive now at your local Opel dealer. Prices start from €39,065 or from €330 per month. Terms and conditions apply. See Opel.ie for details. This seems like Scotty Scheffler is to lose. He's got a 4-shot lead over Haotong Lee, 6-shot lead over Rory Mcilroy. Here's what's going on anyway in terms of today's show. The Rory story continues on from yesterday. Very different story, thankfully, to yesterday's stop-start round. He got off to a hot start and then just lots of mad things just happened. Scotty put on a clinic throughout the entire day. It looked like maybe in the second hole he's going to stutter, and then one or two other moments you're like, okay, maybe he is human, and that just proved not to be the case whatsoever. Shane Lowry, we're going to talk about, because obviously that happened probably just after we finished the live show last night. He got assessed a 2-stroke penalty for the ball moving and then him playing the ball from the incorrect position. And then woke up this morning with some kind of like virus or stomach bug. He's been vomiting, throwing up all throughout the round, visiting every toilet through all 18 holes. So we'll get into that. We'll get into his day overall and that kind of ruling situation. You walked a few holes with Dustin Johnson, had a chat with him afterwards, and you kind of just proved to yourself that Dustin Johnson is just a really chill guy.
That's a really nice way to put it. Yeah. He's really. I had a good chat. I thought he was very funny and very chill. Yeah.
And then of course we said we didn't finish our quiz yesterday. We had a couple of questions that we're going to get to. Let's get into the first question, and you guys can see if you guys have an answer to it, and we'll get the answer C. So, first question is, who has the most runners up ever
at an Open?
In the Open Championship.
Yeah.
So who has the most runners-up across the Open Championships? There's just 153 iterations of the tournaments to get through. So, not much of a wide pool to pick from, but I'm pretty sure I've got a good idea who that is. I think they have a lot of runner-ups across the board.
Yeah, he does, yeah. He's a lot of runners-up.
Yeah. So, the Rory story. He got off to the flyer of a start, 3 under through the first 4 holes.
The birdie on 1, I think that roar of the birdie on 1 was deafening. Like you could hear it all over the place. He's about 7 to 10 people deep following him around. We saw him on the range before he teed off. Again, he kind of snuck in to the left-hand side, but the minute Harry picked up that bag, the roar from the range was huge as well. And
listen, we're going to talk about the fact that he's wearing orange.
Yeah, and I don't know if it doesn't really come across on screen. In person,
it's a lot more red, but
yeah, and in person
it was quite orange in person.
Yeah, so I don't know what that was about, but
I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe he just really likes Ricky Fowler.
That's it. We're definitely not going to speculate anyway.
No, maybe he's a Ricky Fowler fan.
So he followed up the birdie on 1 with a birdie on 2. Driving was just considerably better, especially on the front 9.
Yeah, he wasn't tugging it left like he did yesterday, the kind of day before. I think by the time we reached the 4th hole, it was like, oh my God, here we go.
Yeah.
Rory's putting that Shane Saturday together.
Yeah.
He's telling everyone to get out of his way, and here he comes. After that, it kind of started a little. Do you know? Obviously, you knew to put a load of birdies together, and he had to try and kill a lot of it. But it was something where kind of the front 9 I thought really, really solid.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
So neither of us were with Rory's group
whilst
this is happening.
I think, and obviously the reason being, it's a tough golf course to walk if you're up and down the rough in the dunes.
Yeah.
Do that with 10 people deep. We won't see anything.
Yeah.
We watched a little bit Media Centre, but because we're there, it's like...
There's also a really fun side to it where you're at a different part of the golf course and then you just hear this almighty roar and you go, Rory made birdie.
I also, even the players look over.
Yeah, and the amount of players that go, Rory obviously made birdie.
There was...
Like, that's great. It's brilliant. It's so exciting.
I was with DJ and I think Rory made birdie on 2 and DJ had got into his process and he had addressed the ball.
Yeah.
The roar goes up.
Yeah, and we're watching it here on TV. It looks way more red on television than it is. We have a graphic. We have an image here. We'll flash it back up again. Like, that's an orange T-shirt.
It's
like that's an orange T-shirt.
Yeah.
Anyway, it does not matter.
DJ, he addressed the ball. The roar goes up, and I was like, oh, he's gonna walk away from it. Not DJ, full backswing, middle of the roar, straight through, bang the whole time. Didn't even bat an eyelid and just marched on.
I'm sure they used it, especially DJ's in his 40s. He played with Tiger, kind of.
Yep.
He's played with Tiger plenty of times, so he's probably used to that level of energy from the crowds. Shane, Rory then kind of continued on steady. Like, I mean, not making birdie on 7. That was a pity, especially after driving at 370 yards down the fairway.
Yeah, he smoked it.
Left himself 221 yards to the hole. Came up like 20 yards short of the green. That, for me, so I didn't see it. We'll probably watch it here on the highlights.
Yeah.
Probably not because he didn't make the birdie.
Like
he must have. That must be the wrong club.
It's funny because we watched him on the range and he can hit a 3-wood 300 yards.
Yeah.
Like he was smashing 3-wood, just different yardages on the driving range. Obviously, just warming up or whatever and getting himself sorted.
Yeah.
It seems like
we also watched him hit some kind of iron, which we're probably saying was this 3 iron, like
but then again,
240.
Yeah, it could have been a 4 iron now and how hard he hits. Like that's my point. Is like, why hasn't he got those? If he knows he can hit a drive, I don't know. It just seems like he doesn't have. Sometimes he doesn't have those approaches ones dialed in fully, and I'm like, you could hit that driver so long, hit through it so long. Like, as you said, make life a little bit easier for yourself and make an eagle. It's a 2-shot. Like, I know it's like make an eagle, but he's got the distance to make eagle. And then he had the bogey on 11, and even the eagle on 12. It was what?
Yeah, let's get into the bogey on 11 first, because that was ridiculous. So he obviously hits his drive, goes out into the rough on the right hand side, and it was like it looked straightforward enough. He left himself into a good position. You're like, okay, like this is kind of good. This is fine. And then he hits the ball, and then the golf ball like appeared out of nowhere. I was like, oh my, like, did he top that?
That's
like
that. I thought he topped it as well.
Honestly, it's something that we would have done, like chunked it, or like maybe it was plugged and it just like popped up in the air. I was like, what the hell happened?
Do you know what it reminded me of? It's like, I'm doing it, and you look over and you go, oh, yeah, Mick, ball was kind of above your feet. That was a tricky one.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, I understand why you did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. If you understand why I did it, I won't beat myself up about it. It's okay.
Yeah, it was a scabby lie, like, unfortunately. That's unlucky you topped it, but you know what? It happens. It's very funny. So after his press conference, like, he ran through it, and actually, we'll tell you what, we'll play his press conference here real quick, and you just get a sense as to A, his round overall, but also B, then he gets asked about how wild that moment was, but also just the backline kind of in general.
Rory, amazing atmosphere out there today, which you seem to be really enjoying. How was that?
Yeah, it was incredible. It was so much fun. I got off to the perfect start. 3 under, 3-4. Felt like at the end of the front 9 there, or at least through 11, the par on 7 felt like a bogey, and then the bogey on 11. But then to play those last 7 holes and 3 under, I thought was a good effort. I played well. I rode my luck at times, but it was an incredible atmosphere out there, and feel like I've at least given myself half a chance tomorrow.
Can you talk us through some of the soap opera events of out there? Not just the fast start, but what happened on 11,
Yeah,
and the incredible
strange.
response with a 56-foot eagle put on 12, and then the birdie on 15, which was a tap in.
Yeah, obviously a great start. Sort of like the dream start to be able to be 3 under through 4 and have 5 and 7 to play. So to not birdie those was a little disappointing. And then what happened on 11 was just so my ball came out so strange. Like I thought I was going to get a flyer, and I looked up and my ball, I could see it spinning up against the wind. So just a really weird. I had obviously no idea there was a ball anywhere close to my ball. I mean, I could have done better with the chip shot there anyway, and that was the bogey. It wasn't. It was. I mean, making bogey on 11 is not the end of the world. It's a tough hole. But yeah, the eagle on 12 was one of the coolest moments. It was one of the loudest roars I've ever heard on a golf course. So that was a really cool moment, and to get those shots back straight away was nice, and felt like I played the last few holes really solid and picked one up coming in, which was good.
Coach. So, it was insane. It was without a doubt probably one of the more memorable, and kind of, as Kerry McCauley here says, probably the most iconic moments of the day. It was definitely an interesting moment across the board. I don't know who Intel is. I can't imagine it's the actual multinational corporation as a whole commenting on the video. But yeah, what a day for golf. Solid performance from Rory and Scotty. I mean, to say the least, both of them played unbelievable. Kind of wish Scotty didn't play quite so solid, but that's just the way it is with him. Unfortunately, he is a machine.
I also with that ball, it was just the weirdest thing. Obviously, it was buried, but then when Roy was leaving the press area after his press conference, we were kind of just walked behind him as he walked out.
Stephen Watson came up to him from BBC.
Yeah. I had a little cuddle with him. To be fair,
had a wee hug.
Yeah, I with just a wee one.
And Stephen, asked a question I think everyone wanted to know, which was, what ball was it? And Roy just goes, Titleist 4 with a Grant Thornton logo on it. And you're just like, oh, very funny. That's good. That's one of those golf balls from like a corporate day or a media day from like 6 months ago that just got lost and just been trampled down as the greenskeepers has been driving over the mounds and everything, just burying it further and further into the ground.
But it's like I said to you, Rory was like us, like he came back with he finished with more balls than he started with. That's a massive win.
Shot under par and found a golf ball.
Exactly, because whenever I slice the ball, there's always a few in where I am to throw them in the back. Just with his eagle. Obviously, we talk about him making eagle. Like he probably had about 150, 160-ish into 12, and he hit it onto the green. And you kind of watch it going, oh, Rory, like you've gone to the back of the green. Like how, like. You need to make birdie. You need to get these close. And then he absolutely drills 52-foot birdie. Yeah. And my God, did the fist pump and the roar happen. And do you know what it reminded me of? This might sound weird. Obviously Tiger's chip, where it starts slowing down, and then hovers on the edge and goes in. It started to go really, really slow.
In your life.
Yeah, but it started to go real slow. And you could see people start leaning forward from the I was going to call it the grandstand. They started leaning forward, and then there was a massive roar. And I went, that's really cool.
Yeah. The Keno says here, it feels over now. Completely agree with you. We're going to get into Scotty property in a little bit, but that is kind of the mood across the media centre. And I guess that also brings up a good question that we got yesterday, which was just kind of what's our experience of this tournament overall been like, which kind of fits into like how Rory's, like what it's like to get this close to Rory and get up close to other players. This is your first major overall, but yeah, like, also like,
as you said, I'm
kind
of cheating. Normally, your first major, you get to go to the shop and you watch follow a few people and do whatever. I've got to do everything. I've got to go to the shop. I've got to follow people. Then I've followed Ricky Fowler and I followed Dustin Johnson. And then the minute they finish the round, I've got to stand in front of them,
talk to them
and ask them about their round, which in one way is the maddest thing ever, and it's something we'd all love to do. A press conference was so cool. Like even in the media centre, and I might take a picture of it tomorrow and put it on socials. You've got this screen that's like maybe 50 foot long, maybe at the very front. How big is that big screen at the very front with the leaderboard?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'd say like
It's the gable.
It's like a 20 yards long.
Okay, so and you've got the scoreboard in the middle, and you have every single player's all round in the middle. You've got one screen, massive screen on the right, showing one part of the course, the other one showing another one, and you can sit there and you can look at all. And then there's just rows and rows of written journalists. We're in the back with the radio stuff, which is really cool because we have our own kind of soundproof booth.
Yeah.
We have our own computer with every bit of information you could think of.
Yeah.
Greens regulation, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, all the stats are fed to you, so you don't actually need to go looking for it. You just click on a tab that says statistics, and it just gives you everything, gives you all broken down, like bit by stroke again, driving accuracy, approach to within certain yardages as well. So if you're like looking for who's got the best strokes gain from like 200 yards in,
you were able to say it to Matt Wallace.
Great.
So you looked at the stats for Matt Wallace and you were like, this is like live bang on stats.
Yeah.
And then we have our own screen and you can change the channel to kind of whatever kind of stuff you want. And I think having that, and then the mix zone is so cool. You walk in, a guy goes, who would you like to talk to? You can request it. I want to talk to Rory, obviously.
Victor Hovland every time.
When the lads, they go in to score, someone says, listen, we have these, you've been requested to speak to media.
Request for blah, blah,
But what happens is, if there's only 3 or 4, they tell the player who's requested them.
Yeah.
So
do they?
Because and this is where I got nervous when I asked to speak to DJ. I was like, oh yeah, I would like to speak to DJ. And Ryan goes, and who are you again? So they can tell him. And I went, oh no. And he was like,
who are you?
Yeah. And then he looked at my credentials like a Bogey Man. So then he went off, turned his mic on. He goes, hi, request for Dustin Johnson. The Bogey Men want to talk to him. And I just went, oh my god, he's never gonna come and see me. Like that's.
Who is this gobshite?
Is this guy? These guys telling me I'm shit and I've got bogeys.
That's fine. They didn't do that with Matt Wallace the other day.
I think your man knows you now.
Oh, he knows me. Unlikely.
Well,
so
he asked me anyway. So I think that thing is, from a fan's perspective, from a music perspective, trying to get close. Obviously, walk with them is really cool. Follow them around, and then the other thing is like, you get to see their process then of how they come in with the bags in, the caddy has a chat, whatever, and then they head off and you go back into the media center, you go back and run out for it and whatever. Yeah. It's from that, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. You get to see behind the curtain a bit. Like, everyone obviously makes a joke about players going out finishing, when they win their tournaments, they like go out, go into the golf bag, put the watch on and do the winner's interview. But they do that every time. So I just saw yesterday JT went to go do his interview and his caddy goes, JT, watch, and he comes back and puts the watch on, because obviously they're being paid millions to wear the watch on camera and all that. So
do you want something?
That was interesting.
Do you want something really sick that GJ put on?
Okay.
So obviously he put his watch on. He put on his wedding ring, right? His wedding ring is silver and has diamonds all the way around it.
That's nice.
I was like nearly bedazzled. My eyes were nearly glaring with it.
He's a kept man with Paulina.
Well, there you go. Like, it was just, of course he has a Rolex in it or whatever he has, and a really nice wedding ring.
Yeah. We've deviated from the original running order, but this is actually a very interesting thing. Like, we've been to a number of, or I've at least been to a number of DP World Tour events. We've been to a number of Ladies European Tour events together. And for those from the Irish scene anyway, all the familiar faces are there. You see Brian Coe from the Indo, you see Greg Allen from RTE, you see the lads from Irish Time, Philip Reed, and then the Irish Golfer guys. A few of the other radio guys and off the ball and stuff. Yeah. And we all kind of know each other, talk to each other, hang out. But then when it came to the Open and a major, this is the first time I got accredited for a major. You see the likes of like Dylan Deter or like Claire Rogers.
He put out a very funny tweet today.
Yeah, or you see like Eamon Lynch, or you see like Rex Hoggard from NBC.
Eric Anders Lang, who we were chatting to. Yeah,
and you're like, from our side, you're just like, geez, it's pretty intimidating seeing a lot of those guys. Or like, I think that's also partly why on our first day we were both nervous to ask questions, because you don't want like a real journalist to turn around and go, don't ever ask that question again.
Yeah, or shut up lads, who are you?
Yeah, exactly. But in the end, everyone was really friendly, especially the people that talk, just the fried egg guys. Like, it's really, it's who you want to be spending a bit of time with and hanging out with. So, it's a good experience.
Yeah, no, it's really cool, and
they're very strict on what you can
it's the same thing about.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just kind of really cool to see that side of it.
Yeah, sorry there. Battery on the camera need to be replaced. So audio wise just dropped out.
What was funny was nearly every media person in that centre, when we were in and out today, Scotty would be on and the ball would roll to the hole and they'd be like, oh no, don't make a birdie, Scotty. Oh Jesus, don't, Scotty, because they're fans as well and they want to see a full on heavyweight brawl between about 6 people. And it was kind of like, oh yeah, I know they're working here in their media, but they want the entertainment and they're kind of fans as well. You know,
it's not even necessarily that people want Roy to win. Obviously, from our side, we personally do, but the guys from TalkSport who don't really have any skin in the game from whether Rory wins or Scotty wins, they were just like, Scotty having a 4-shot lead here is just a bit depressing for an entertainment product. Yeah, which is the main thing at the end of the day. That is what this is all for.
Like if I said to you, do you want Scotty to win tomorrow? With a 4-shot lead, or you want Scotty to win but Ho-Tan Lee to be right beside him the whole way to the 18th and have a fight? Great. Do you know what I mean? Definitely
you want a fight, 100%.
I think the
tee times are out now. Real quick on the quiz. So, who has the most runners up ever?
What was your answer? Because I have the answer here.
Ask him Jack Nicklaus.
It is Jack Nicklaus.
Yes.
Okay, so this is one of the ones that I think is a really cool question.
Yeah.
Good
name? Luck to anyone who can get this.
Can you name the last 5 players to win the Open back to back?
6 people have done it.
No, more than 6.
More than 6.
These are these are the most. I picked the most recent 6. Okay.
5. No, season 5.
Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. So I guarantee any golf fan knows them all. As in, there will not be a name on that list you won't know. That's my hint. Okay. And I didn't go too far back. Do you know what I mean? Like they're. So that wasn't. So if you do comment if you think if you know that one. Okay.
So back on the running order. Yes, so let's talk about Scotty. He's just like an absolute beast.
He's a machine. And I think the best way, someone said that we'll get onto his chat straight afterwards as well, because we listened to that and I think we have a little bit of a different theory on that. But he was so solid there. He probably only got himself in trouble once. And he had a great chip down to end up making par. The kind of way I'd say it is, we've played with scratch golfers or plus 2-3 golfers, and sometimes you play with them and you're maybe on the 12th hole and you go, he doesn't smash it that far, and you're trying to go, how, you've kind of been in your head and you go, what are you on? He goes, oh yeah, I'm just 2 under, and you go, you haven't missed a fairway, you've had a green regulation, you've wedged it pretty close, you've kind of left out, and then
it's just going, boring golf, yeah.
But you're going, you are so good. Where we're in the trees, and you have some people you play with, and they're like,
we try not to be in the trees.
No, but they hit like a flop shot over a bunker, but they don't have, the guys don't put themselves in that space to be in that space. He just doesn't put himself in there. So just so solid. He's never lost a tournament after having 54-hole lead. He's won.
Yeah, he's done it 9 times.
9 times,
and he's won all of them. So.
I don't know if he can be stopped.
Yeah, as the Kino says, it feels over. To be honest with you, yeah. We're not going to be doing a live show tomorrow. It's going to do like a proper full deep dive on Monday on it, but. We were even saying this before we went live. If the writing's on the wall through 9 holes, we'll probably try to get out of Dodge before traffic gets insane, And that's a pity, because you'd much rather 2-3 guys, or at least 2 guys, we're going in the hunt and kind of trading blows all the way down to the last hole, or at least 16, 17, 18. But it just doesn't seem like that's going to be the case at all. Scotty, he shot 4 under today. And it seems like that was kind of the worst thing he could shoot, to be honest.
Yeah. So my point is he's got a 4-shot lead. He could very easily just cruise to another 4 under round tomorrow, finish the tournament at 18 under bar, and just be like, yeah, there we go. How was it done? And lads, like Roy would have to shoot 6, 7, 8 under just to match him there.
Yeah.
But Rory, okay. So. We just saw him talk about I think he got asked the question, was like, oh, is he really excited to win the tournament? And he kind of just said, yeah, like I won't be thinking about that when I go to bed. I won't be thinking about it on the first tee. And you said something quite interesting.
It kind of diminishes the championship, I feel. Like, I think a big reason as to why we all, from an Irish perspective, let's talk about it from an Irish perspective. The reason that like Rory, and it was magic for when Rory won at Augusta, because it meant so much, and it was like very personal, and there's the legacy and the history to it. Like Rich Beam on Sky Sports was talking about the PGA and how much that meant to him, and like also like the personal family connection his family has to the PGA. And like the same thing with JT when he wins with the PGA, it's very important to him. Tommy Fleetwood earlier on the week was talking about how important the Open Championship is to him, because it's his major, it's the most prestigious, it's the oldest. So to turn around and go, yeah, I won't really be thinking about that, kind of just shows like he doesn't care. And I'm sure part of it is that's his way of dealing with the pressure, and that's how he does it, what he needs to do to perform, and that's fine.
I think that's
the case,
exactly what he's saying.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But like, publicly saying that just makes it kind of sound like he doesn't care.
I think he cares a lot, and I think this is his way of reducing the pressure. I think his chat before saying that it doesn't fulfill him, I reckon he was like very nervous, and this is all a Bob Rotella mindset thing that he's gone into today. I think I nearly bet that he sat down with the person and goes, I'm going back to Rory's won the Masters, he's playing well, how do I mentally go and take this on? Like there's a question in there gone, like if Rory gets off from Gareth, if he gets off to a hot start, could the crowd influence? I think he's been like, he sat down with someone and goes, well, what do we do if these cheers and the crowd's going nuts and I have to try and do this? And I think this is his way of going, chill, real calm. I think he's that type of person anyway. I think when he got arrested, he did the same thing again. It chill. I think this is his killer Tiger zone, and I think if Tiger was saying something towards this, we'd be going, he's going to be a killer. I reckon afterwards he will say, maybe a week after whatever time reflect, it's been phenomenal. Like I just think this is his zone headspace at the moment.
Yeah, maybe. I do think back to the time that he won the Masters for the first time, and he was talking about how that morning he couldn't sleep. He was crying, being like, "Does this, like, am I ready for this?"
So this is the thing. I think this is a Bob Rotella gig.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like he's not working with Bob.
No, I mean the psychiatrist side of it. That like Harrington says when he moved to Bob Rotella, he got him in a headspace. I think Harrington has someone, a sports psych that has him got in this zone and has him, in this, because listen. Let's say Rory gets done, and it's Scheffler and Rory all the way in. If Scheffler wins that, that's a huge thing because everyone wants Rory to win.
Yeah, I just hope. Yeah, it is. So I mean, I'm sure that drive of like I want to beat Rory in his home country is some kind of motivation for him. I just hope that there isn't I don't really care about the Open Championship as much as like.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I don't even think it's about beating Rory in his hometown. I just think it's like, how do I win this when there is a clear favourite who is on par with me as a golfer? I think to me that's where I think Scotty's come from. I may be wrong, but that's I think where he's going, where he's kind of going.
Right, before we get away, this runs away on us. We have to talk Shane. Fire away. What happened last night?
So Shane basically, I didn't actually notice until later on that basically he turned around and he was like, "All my family's been kind of sick, bit of a tummy bug." His daughter had it, and then his wife Wendy had it, and then 2:30 he woke up with stomach cramps, and he said he was vomiting. He didn't eat anything. He tried to whack down a protein shake. He vomited that back up. He said he felt horrendous. He said he was just, every bathroom that he went into on the course, he was trying to vomit, trying to make him feel better.
Couldn't do it though.
Couldn't do it. He said he thinks his energy dipped, last kind of 3-4 holes. But then he goes, having said that, he said, it's no excuse. He said, I should have played better. I should have hit better shots. I should have done stuff, which
I respect
completely. I think what happened yesterday is going to be in his head. He got asked a question about it again, and he had to go, I kind of want to let this go. I've said what I said,
Yeah, he's had a tough 24 hours between the penalty, the 2-shot penalty, dealing with it in the media. But then also, I imagine, because I know that he is someone that is on his phone, like he looks after his social media and stuff.
Okay,
like
yeah.
that, like we were talking about, like I imagine Rory doesn't look after his own Instagram.
Yeah, I say Rory has never even opened his own Instagram on his phone. Yeah.
No,
he doesn't have the app downloaded. Like.
No, but Shane does look after.
Say Rory likes TikTok though.
Maybe. Because I'm sure that after he did his press conference and spoke about the 2-shot penalty, he was getting notifications or was aware of just the social media conversations that have been going around.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of people talking about how it's ridiculous. Some people have been like, "There's a blatant 2-shot penalty," and a couple of people just kind of just looking to be controversial for the sake of it.
Yeah,
which like one or two people had a very bad take on it, and I was just like,
I think. I understand it kind of has to be a penalty. I understand that it can't not be, which is fair enough. I think 2 strokes is a lot. I think a 1-stroke penalty I think is kind of fair.
Well, the rule is, and the reason why it was a 2-shot penalty. So apparently causing the ball to move would result in a 1-shot penalty if it was replaced back to its original position. But as Larry played it from a wrong place, it results in it being 2 strokes. The RNA statement added, as the ball was played from the spot where it was moved to, the player played from a wrong place and it incurs a total penalty of 2 strokes.
Listen, I that makes sense. I get that. I also will say I stood on 18th tee and saw 2 people get relief when one was John Ram, 7 Gareth were with. We watched it. I don't know. Actually, I haven't even asked him this when I was watching it. It didn't feel as rules official as it probably should. And if we're talking about inches and places and stuff, I know it's going to be a different situation, but I just kind of felt this wouldn't happen in another sport where there was just one ref who goes, yeah, that looks okay. And I know it's completely separate ruling. And I don't want to get into the rules part because I know I'm not great on the rules. Like, I'm not. But I'm just saying it was like they've gone from it moved half a tiny inch to there and we only have one thing of it. I'm kind of going, so it kind of is like, well, there's rules and there's rules. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Rules is the spirit of the game. But it brings the worst thing that you can be called in golf is a cheater.
Yeah, I think I asked you before you came on, I was like, is nearly everything else on the golf course forgivable bar cheating?
We'll give me some examples. Like what?
Throwing a club, swearing, load of golfers in Kelly spitting on the course. I've never noticed that before. Maybe there's something, I don't know, in Hayfield, I don't know, whatever. But it's just a lot of it.
Why aren't we spitting then all the time?
I'm not really a spitter.
No, me neither.
Well, maybe when I play hockey, I probably would.
But that's kind of a saliva, like sweatiness, salty thing.
But maybe they're sweating. I don't know.
Sure.
Anyway. You know, yeah. So like,
sidetracked.
You know, yeah, walking through someone's line, maybe a bit of bad etiquette. It's all of everything forgivable to a bar. Cheating.
Yeah, I think they're like the swearing, throwing clubs, that side of stuff is all like emotional reaction stuff that you can chalk down to.
I mean, they're not great.
Heat of the moment type of thing. Maybe
smashing a team marker in anger.
Well, yeah, maybe that's definitely an emotional reaction. But maybe like the stuff like walking on someone's line or talking on their backswing or something is just bad etiquette that like is them not thinking so much as rather than being anything deliberate. But whereas cheating is, it's deliberate action. You don't shake it. Like we still talk about Patrick Reed.
Yeah, and he still gets shaded at.
So,
to be fair,
like that's the one thing that just people cannot shake. Cheaters are cheaters, and people say, and there is the phrase, you cheat in golf, you cheat in life. So if your character is that questionable in sport, people will naturally start to question your character in life.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So I don't think people want that moniker. Not even just in golf, but just in everything.
Yeah. So what was our next talking point?
So one quick question or comment here. Haotong Lee left so many putts out there. Feel tomorrow will be a special day. Scotty loses by 1. By the deal. The deal. You might be the only one who knows that. To be honest, I like Haotong Lee.
He's had a great 3 days. Even today, and like we predicted he'd fall off today, and I don't think he did. He did. He was so solid. But like, it's a huge ask for Haotong Lee to end up to go into the final group with Scotty Scheffler on form and take him down. And I'm not saying he can't do it. I think he's got the game to do really well.
He certainly does.
But we're talking about winning the Open at a major in a with 30,000 people following the two groups between Rory and him. He's going to be so mentally strong to do it. So it's not even. I'm not questioning his game. I'm just questioning him. Oh my God, this pressure.
Well, yeah, and no, because I would say if you asked 1,000 people walking out of the golf course today, how many of them were going to turn around to you and say, "How Tong has this in the bag?" I say he's playing with house money tomorrow. Anything's about, as long as he doesn't go out and shoot like 6 over and just completely shoot himself in the face. I think he's got a free run because he's got a front row. If it was me, I'd be like, I've got a front row seat to watch Scotty Scheffler win this. It's his to lose. He's 4 shots ahead of me. Rory McIlroy is the hometown favourite. He's 2 shots behind me.
Like that though.
But I think that's what will free you up. I think that's probably the best way of looking at it.
That's what you and I would do. But remember when, and it's probably the only time you and I would defended Wyndham Clark in the Ryder Cup, and he was like, "Give me Rory, I'll beat Rory, I'll take him down." And everyone was like, "How dare you?" And you and I went, "Well, if he doesn't think he can beat Rory, he shouldn't be playing." Do you know what I mean? So I think if he goes into
my
that,
thing has got nothing to do with him not thinking he has the ability to beat Scotty Scheffler. My thing is everyone in the crowd is going to be like, Scotty has to win this, and there's no way that Scotty doesn't feel.
Oh, yeah, like feel that. There's
pressure.
Zero pressure on How Tong Lee. He's got a free. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think internally though, he has to. I'm going to win tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's still going to go out and go and win, but like try and win.
Yeah, but I think Rory's doing. I think Rory has to. Rory will go on the tee box and go, "I'm going to shoot the lights here. I'm going to beat Scotty." I think he can't be like, hope. He says in his press conference, "Hope for a good day." Scotty. Sure, he doesn't want. Hopefully, I can do this. But I'd say if he turns around to Harry, he's like, on the first, he's like, "All right, Harry, let's go and steal this. Let's go and smash it." Do you know what I mean? I think you're going into. You can't go to a final and just be able to make up the numbers. Especially, I think they have, and they're not going to say it, but you have to, as a pro, be in your head going. You go into any final going. Yeah, we catch them just a little bit off and we're on form, we have a good day, we can beat these lads. Otherwise, you're on your way to an absolute hiding.
Yeah, and that is a good point. And there's a good question here, point here. How Tong Lee did he play against Rory?
I think he did in a playoff. Did he beat? I think he beat him in a playoff on the DP World Tour.
Yes, it was in 2018.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and he did do him. Was it in Abu Dhabi or the Middle East?
To win the Omega Dubai Desert Classic, yes.
Yeah, okay, I think I remember
2018.
that. Yeah, I think he did do it. Yeah, like it.
Kino, you have some good golf knowledge.
What about me? I pulled a little. He said it. I pulled it out of my back of my memory there.
Anyway, I think.
Well done, Kino.
I think of the 3 people there, I think even of the people in the top 6.
Like Matt Fitz, because Matt Fitz is not out of it. Matt Fitz can make a run at this as well.
Yeah, so sorry.
There's that group could.
Top 4. How Tong Lee, Matt Fitzpatrick have both got to look at it like none of the pressure from the public is on us. So let's just go out and just play the best we can and go do what we have to do to win this. Because if How Tong Lee goes off and hunts down Scotty Scheffler in the first 4 holes, all of a sudden the amount of people will get behind him. Because they didn't want Scotty to run away with it is going to be incredible. So the amount of good, the swathe of positive energy that's going to come his way will be unbelievable. It'd be magic. That would be amazing.
And I think the lads in behind, I don't think Harris English, Chill Hatton, Xander, Russell, Mac, Bobby, the Hoygaards, Brian Harmon. I think Matt Wallace.
I
know he's your boy, but
my new close personal friend.
I think they're probably. I think it has to come out of those front 4. I think if it's going to be anyone, I think now again someone could. I think if someone behind there can score birdies, it means Scotty and Rory can. Do you know? I think they're at that level ahead that.
Yeah,
and because they're so close together, the weather's not going to make a difference. I think if it rains or the wind blows, then I think it favors Scotty and Rory because they can just go par.
Yeah.
So out of that, so let's go. Is there anyone today that from that leaderboard you went? Not that they're going to win, but you went. You know what? Really solid day. Loved seeing. love seeing him, and he was like he had a great day that you're like, I was surprised or delighted for that.
Oh well, I mean, if we want to talk about it, I would thrilled for Matt Wallace.
Yeah, I mean, you did call it early.
Well, it's more. That was a very interesting storyline that I think is going to play out over the next few weeks. Matt Fitz is 12th on the European Tour on the European Team Ryder Cup rankings. I was talking to his agent. He's actually the first person I saw when I bumped into the Matt Wallace group, which is great. It was also cool to watch Akshay Bhatia for 9 holes. Not that familiar with his game. He hits a very big golf ball. Surprisingly good, surprisingly far. Didn't think it. Anyway, that's not my point. Matt Wallace spoke about this on the show last night. He's made the cut in the 3 majors that he has played in, qualified for the US Open, so got into that the hard way. He's been very vocal at the start of this year. He did a podcast saying like he wants to play on the Ryder Cup team in the States. That is the goal, and he's been bullish on that. He has a long way to go. He's 12th on the Ryder Cup rankings. A good week here goes a very long way for him. He's fortunate that a lot of the players who are ahead of him on the leaderboard are also already kind of ahead of him in the rankings. So there's not like someone's like 14th.
Yeah, he's making up ground.
He's going to overtake him.
The points rankings here jumps him up. Good is going.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it might move him up 1 or 2 spots into 11th or 10th. There's still a long way to go. I was chatting with his agent Graham, and he was just like, yeah, listen, like the focus over the next few weeks is play the PGA Tour as much as possible, play the playoffs.
He can't get through the deeper World Tour way.
No,
it doesn't.
It'll have to be.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Just world points.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense. Yeah,
he's like so they're saying that he's going to play the PGA Tour in through the playoffs as far as he can go, and hopefully he gets to Tour Championship.
Drip watch on him today was pretty cool.
Yeah, you might not have seen it. His shoes were class. The same shoes that Ben Griffin was wearing. The FootJoys.
Yeah.
With the tartan heel.
Yeah.
Very
but
nice.
his polo kind of like a Giant's Causeway sort of hexagon-y kind of design.
No,
it was cool.
Nice. It was cool. But his shoes, I noticed his shoes in particular were very, very nice. Yeah. So he was someone that I thought was very interesting. He's not been playing the Irish Open from an Irish perspective because he's at that point he'll be playing 4 weeks in a row. So Irish would be 5. Now, if he doesn't make it straight through to the Tour Championship on the PGA Tour, maybe he'll take a week off and then come play Europe. But he's essentially the plan is to just play all the way up until the Ryder Cup, or at least until the decision is made. He's a man who is on the fringes of the team at the moment, probably on the outside looking in. But the fact that he is the 7th best European on the leaderboard, I know that sounds like a lot, but the people ahead of him are Matt Fitz, Rory McIlroy, who's already qualified for the team, Theo Hatton, who's already basically qualified for the team,
Bob,
Nikolai Højgaard, who I think he's the one that's qualified, Bob, who's like nailed on for the team, Rasmus, and then it's him. So like 3 of the guys in that team are already nailed on. So there's only actually like 3 other guys that he's kind of vying for a position with. And so he's making up ground on the likes of Vic and Ludwig and Shane and stuff like that by being in a good place, in the good place that he is in at tied for 14th. So he was the one for me. He was very interesting. This is him on the image here is from day 1, I think it was. Rainy day. What day was the rainiest one? Wednesday? Thursday.
Yeah. I was just Lee Westwood really impressed me today. He had like coming into this, I know like we talked about before he qualified. He had a good run in here in 2019. I've no idea how his live season has been going. I haven't even looked at it because it's live. But his front 9 was all over the shop, and then he absolutely caught fire.
Yeah, 4 over through 9.
4 over through 9, and then he went. What did he read his back? He went back. Read his back line there real quick.
3, 3, 4.
So three birdie. Yeah.
3, 3, 4.
So birdie, par, birdie, par, birdie, par.
29 on the back 9.
And
69, 2 under par.
He made in his press conference. He made a joke. Someone just said, you must be delighted with your back 9, and he said, yeah, like I stood on 10 and I went, I can see 28, 27 out there, so I'll settle for 29. Like he was messing. He was messing. I know you're not a fan of him, but he spent a long time talking to people, to press. He answered everyone's questions. He made a few jokes.
Got a couple of lines, quit jokes in there too. Like,
Yeah, he did. And then even afterwards, even they stopped recording, he had a couple of chat with a few reporters. Obviously, he knew they were chatting about rugby or whatever. So, listen, my experience of him was pretty good.
I think the only other thing is, who's not going to win?
I think anyone below that group is not going to win. I think the winning comes out of the top 4.
So real quick, who are the last 5 players to win the Open back-to-back?
Harrington has won it back-to-back. I'm trying to remember now just to look at it. Harrington, Tiger Woods, Watson, Trevino, Palmer. So they're the ones that won it and won it again. So back-to-back. I did listen. Yeah. So anything else from where we are? The chat with DJ.
Yeah, what do you think of DJ?
What you think of DJ is DJ. He arrived. I told you before. So he arrived in, and he was on his phone, and I was just waiting for him to finish on his phone as he was standing on camera. He was on his phone. I was just waiting for him to finish, whoever. And me and this other person was standing there. So I asked him about his round. He was like, "Yeah, listen, it was good. It was bad. There was this good in it. It was a bit frustrated about that. Really, just genuine." Then the other fella comes in and asks him, "Has he just feel good? And has he been fishing?" And and then the weirdest question happened. Duran goes, "Oh, you know Phil, and would he be very happy if he was the oldest man to shoot the lowest score over 50?" And there was only me that got there, and DJ looked at me. I went, I don't know, you'd have to ask Phil, and laughed. So then everyone kind of looked at me, and it was cool. Then the cameraman laughed, whatever. And everyone goes, doubles down on the question and goes, yeah, but if you know him, do you think he'd be really happy? And he just looked, shrugged his shoulders and went, "Yeah, sure," and just walked out. It was just, I don't know, some questions these people, the lads get asked, I can see why they get annoyed and don't want to do media. And it's not even tricky questions. There's some relevant questions like, what are you going to do after this? I'm going to go for Chinese and have a rake of pints.
There are some stupid questions. Even the Rory Mcilroy presser, someone asked, and we know what Rory... If anyone who watches Rory Mcilroy press conferences or the footage, the clips that go on, everyone knows that he likes to watch a movie the night before, and he just tunes out, watches something.
But what
stupid.
else is he going to do?
Exactly.
Go for pints. Or what do you like? I'm going to play a game of Twister. What do you think? Like,
we know he's not going to be playing 5-a-side anymore.
Yeah, me and Harry are going for pints and playing some darts. Going to play some pool. Like,
yeah, we'll see down the Harbour Bar.
There's only a certain amount of things that he's going to be able to do. He's going to chill, and I think Scotty was another one that asked Scotty. Scotty's like, "I'm just going to recover."
Yeah.
Okay. Like, at least go. What is the best recovery thing you do? Which something where we're getting something different. Anyway, it's just I think you have them for 2-3 minutes, and listen, we're probably guilty maybe in asking the great questions. We hold our hands up saying this is our first time asking players just after a round questions. We've done it for podcasts when we have research and we've looked at it and we go to do it, but just ask them anything else that isn't don't let them give the run-of-the-mill footballer, "Oh, we'll take the positives out of the game and we'll go again next week." Do you know what I mean? Like, ask them something where at least maybe it interests them. They're not so bored about whatever. Do you know? I'd rather hear Shane talk about the rugby and the Lions than talk about how he ties his shoes in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Because it just the mind boggles sometimes. Or ask lads not listening and asking the same question that's already been asked.
Yeah,
that would bug the hell out of me if I was a player. Yeah.
So we're going to finish on this. So the keynote again asked, any idea how many leaders on Saturday have gone on to win? Short answer is no. But I had a quick look here, and here are some of the most recent winners and what positions that they were in. Shane Lowry was in second in 2019 after behind JB Holmes. No, behind Tommy. I don't know. Either way, he was second, according to the Open.com. So
I think it was Tommy because he was in the final group with Tommy.
Yeah. 2018, Molinari was in 18th position when he won. 2017, Sick. Jordan Spieth was in first. Rory was in first in 2014. And then you'd have to go back you had to go back to Tiger Woods in 2005 before the winner of the Open was in first place going into the final round.
So look at Harrington there in 2008. He started Sunday
38th position. He was in 2007. He was in 8th.
What a beast!
Yeah, Like, there have been plenty of people who've been in second place.
Yeah, but in the final group.
Like in 2016, Henrik was in 12th. ZJ was in second in 2015. Phil was in 9th in 13. Ernie Els was in 3rd. Dark Clark in 6th in 11. Louis USA is in 2nd place in 2010. So not a lot of winners of the Open Championship have actually come from in front.
I know where he's coming from, but I just think Scotty Scheffler's a different beast.
Yeah, I think a better stat than that to look at is his 54 hole win percentage.
9, 10 or 11. I can't remember which one it is, but he. Also, the stat you said to me, we were in the media centre, we were with our laptops, and you turned to me and you said this, and it blew my mind. Scotty, 4 years ago, Scotty Scheffler
no wins.
Had no wins, and now he's 3 majors, whatever many wins the PGA Tour, possibly about to win the Open and be 3 of the career Grand Slam.
Yeah, is that insane?
That's insane when you think in 4 years. Like, you've been doing the podcast. So when you started the podcast 5 years ago, Scotty had no wins.
Yeah. When I started the podcast, neither Scotty Scheffler nor I had won the PGA Tour.
Were you?
Yeah. And now it's just me who hasn't won the PGA Tour.
You haven't won a No. Scotty.
Hey guys, that's all we have time
No.
for.
You've never won a competition, and that record is still going.
Yeah.
But then I will say you don't really enter a lot. And now we're going to. You don't really enter a lot. You need to enter more.
I've had the shanks, man. Okay.
Yeah, but they're gone now, and your chipping's good. You need to enter more.
I don't get a chance to play golf.
Wednesday comp in Paris Court. You need to enter more, man.
You know what?
I'll caddy for you.
Okay, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. The Open Championship. Weather's meant to be unbelievable, so enjoy it. Pack some sun cream. If you're a Scotty Scheffler fan, enjoy it. If you're a Rory fan, it will be interesting. Regardless, one way or the other, it'll be entertaining. If you're the one guy here who thinks Hao Tong Lee is going to win it.
Also, just guys,
Great.
The questions people have asked, replies to stories, like we love them. So don't hesitate to send anything else, questions or where we are or what we're watching, because that actually has been. Yeah, that's been my most enjoyable live we've done because we've had so many questions from so many people.
Yeah, and as always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the rest of it. It's been cool to have a lot of people come up to us, at a major in particular, to be like, "Oh, Bogey Man."
Someone said hello to me in the shop today and it caught me off guard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought it was cool. I was holding a couple of things for presents for people because I got last minute requests and I nipped in and got stuff and it was pretty cool.
They weren't just a member of staff asking if you needed a hand or something.
No, but they are very helpful in there. The staff come in. This was someone who was. She said hello and it's nice to meet you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, thanks.
Okay, well, on that, guys, we said this would be again half an hour and it's coming up on the hour mark. We're really taking the piss with Gareth's hospitality here. Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. We will see you. Soon. We're actually live broadcasting the final round of the South of Ireland Amateur Championship on Sunday from the Hinch. It's going to be class. It's going to be first time broadcasting the South, so watch that one too. Details are not to follow.
On the tee, Jack Nicklaus.
This is the minute that millions around the world have waited for.
We will allow you to enjoy all of this. They are dancing in the pubs of